Back here with another Patriots free agent reaction. Alex, Barth, Matt Dolloff from 98.5 thesportshub.com. And the Patriots have their veteran quarterback, Jacoby Brissett, back in New England on a one-year, $12 million deal with $8 million guaranteed.
Stunning development, Barth.
Yes, who could have seen this one coming after weeks of buildup that the Patriots are going to target a veteran quarterback? It really came down to Brissett and Flacco. I think they got the better option. I wrote on 98.5thesportshub.com last week that Jacoby Brissett is the ideal mentor quarterback. And now that becomes the question. Is Jacoby Brissett here to be a true bridge to get the Patriots through the year? Will they work on the rest of the roster? Or is he here to, maybe start a couple of games, but really mentor a young quarterback that's taken in the draft, whether that be in the first round or maybe a little later on? But they need a veteran quarterback one way or the other, and they got him in Brissett.
Yeah, absolutely. The ideal veteran addition for them if their goal is to get that sort of mentor, bridge guy, a guy who's not a real threat to a guy that they draft third overall, a guy that could maybe start at the beginning of the season, give the rookie as much time as he needs to develop. So I guess that's my official prediction coming up here, Barth, is that we get to sit through Jacoby Brissett for a little bit. We have to deal with him being painfully average as a starting quarterback for, call it 6-7 games, and then say Drake May is ready with his footwork and he can finally come in and play. That's my prediction for the quarterback position. But yeah, I don't think Jacoby Brissett was the best quarterback available. He's not the most talented quarterback available, but he's a guy that's going to embrace this role. He's a guy that's going to embrace the role as a bridge guy. He's going to accept it. He's going to know his role. He's not going to say, like, I want to start. He's not going to cause problems when it's time for him to come out of the lineup. This is a guy that's going to do his job, do what he's told, and he's going to provide that perfect bridge. And, hopefully it works out the way they want to with the guy they draft, and they can develop that guy as long as they need. And hopefully that guy can come in at some point in his rookie year if it's someone they draft third overall. But Jacoby Brissett, I think, is the perfect guy to just be a placeholder and then finally come out for the kid when it's necessary.
I use like Halloween as a cutoff there, about halfway through the season, 7-8 weeks in, where it's all right. Especially if it's somebody like Michael Penix or Spencer Rattler, who you take a little later in the draft, I get that. You take guy third overall, he should be ready, within year one. And I think anything, once you get into November, you start to wonder, why isn't he ready yet? But again, having that guy that can, if you need a couple of starts out of him, and definitely will be a good mentor. Brissett's a great option. He's the best option, like you said, for what they need. I think the fact he was in Alex Van Pelt's system only compounds that, because he's going to be working with a very similar playbook. The big question to me here, Matt, is what happens with Bailey Zappi, right? They have their veteran, they have their backup. Now, we saw Zappi today on social media. He was out throwing, working out with Tyquan Thornton, Kendrick Bourne, Demario Douglas. Is he still part of the picture, or is Jacoby their backup and they're moving on? I think that's what we'll see. There's really no timeline on that. You could get rid of Zappi whenever, but I think that becomes a real question here.
Yeah, quick breaking news, Bart. The Patriots are re-signing Jalen Reagor, receiver that they had in the fold last year. So that's a guy that I would have liked to keep in the fold for another year, see how he develops, because he started to look pretty good at the second half of last year. But back to Brissett, I think this is the perfect bridge guy, like I said, and the familiarity I think is huge. There's familiarity with obviously Alex Van Pelt, but there's familiarity with the Crafts too, because he was here before. Obviously, he started a couple games in 2016 as a rookie, and obviously he wasn't quite ready for that. But obviously the Crafts like him, the team liked him, and everybody involved in the new front office likes him. So it made too much sense for him to come in. But yeah, as for Bailey Zappi, he's just an interesting case, Barth, because I think he's a little too talented and he's got a little too strong of a mentality to be just a backup. But does he quite have the talent to really be a starter? Like he's sort of a tweener in that regard, where I feel like he needs to be the backup on a team where he could be, a second away from going in there if a young starter is struggling or something like that. So Zappi might have made sense as the direct backup if they wanted to try something like that, but I don't see him as a third stringer. So it is going to be interesting to see what they do with him. I'm not sure there's room for him now. Like, they have a veteran, they're going to draft a guy third over. That's what the Brissett signing tells me, that they're going to draft a quarterback third overall, or at least very high in the draft, first round. So, Zappi's kind of in limbo, and I know maybe his teammates like him and all that, but I just don't see a spot for him as far as, being a third string guy or a backup. I feel like they'd be better off just going with Nathan Rourke as the third string and see if they can get a draft pick for Zappe. That's my thought on the matter.
Jacoby Brissett back with the Patriots. For more reaction, check out the description down below. We'll have a link to our story and, of course, complete free agent coverage on 985thesportshub.com. Also, more reaction videos on the Sports Hub YouTube page. Be sure to subscribe to that. For Matt Dolloff, I'm Alex Barth. Thanks for watching.